What is going on, YouTube? My name is Lucas, and today we're going to be talking about ARKX Ark Invest brand new space ETF. And I know everybody out there is talking about it, and I'm going to jump on the bandwagon. The only difference is that I'm going to take a different perspective. I'm going to solely talk about the drone sector because you guys know I love covering this sector. And obviously, she's talked about some of the things that she's looking to incorporate into this new ETF, and drones are going to be one of those. So what I'm going to do is provide you some thoughts and really some companies that I feel might be feasible to enter into this ETF based on some of the information I'm going to provide from, what they put out as far as what they're looking to put into this ETF. So if you're interested, because I know a ton of you are, I suggest you stay tuned right after this. Before we dive into ARKX, Ark Invest's new ETF, I ask that you guys smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, comment down below, and now it's time to take off into this video. Rockets, drones, aerospace, let's go! I'm telling you guys, I probably could start every single one of these drone videos out with the exact same intro, and the reason is because I 100%, actually 110%, believe in everything that I say in every intro, that these drones are going to have such a major impact on everything imaginable. I mean, they truly are. If you can think about it being an opportunity, it's going to possibly be done with a drone. And that's what's absolutely impactful. That's what's amazing to see. I mean, you're talking about package delivery, food delivery, pharmaceutical delivery, and then everything else that comes with a drone, whether it's doing analytics and analyzing in the farming industry, the agriculture industry. Then you could take it a step further and you're talking about surveying and really doing some things for, power lines and all kinds of things. There's so much and so many capabilities. The technology is going to be endless. People are just the ingenuity is just flowing out of people when it comes to drones and the possibilities. This is going to be an amazing sector, and that's what's absolutely amazing is to see that Ark is starting to jump on board and that they're going to start to incorporate some of these drones and these drone companies into ARKX. Now, I do think that there are going to be some things that they require in order to get into this ARKX. Some of the biggest pieces you're going to find out when we're breaking this down is autonomous. They believe in autonomous, mobility to be one of the most extreme things when it comes to drones. And they're going to break it down in prices and things like that. You're going to really see why they see this as a big time significance. And I'm going to talk about why I think some of the companies should be able to get in there. I really think that there's some decent drone companies out there that should be able to get in there. Now, that was the big piece. I think there's some other things that they're going to be looking at. Some of the major key pieces I think they're going to look at is what else do they provide besides just the drone? Because as we're going to dive in here, they're going to talk about some of the revenues that are going to be generated from drones. I think they're going to be looking at things like manufacturing and assembly. I think they're going to look at all the facets of revenue and how much they can generate from that. So I think there's a lot more that is going to come from just besides the drone itself. Right out the gate, literally, is going to be so significant. Battery technology is improving enough so that flight energy reserves can meet regulations, enabling air taxis and air ambulances to take to the skies safely. In addition, machine learning improvements have enabled autonomous flight, reducing cost dramatically. And so in the charts below, you're definitely going to be able to see what they're talking about and what they're discussing. I think one of the biggest pieces you're looking at right here is a cost of a 10-mile drone delivery. And what they're showing you is a remotely piloted, so someone actually piloting the drone is going to cost you roughly $7.80. An autonomous drone is going to be so effective that it's only going to cost 25 cents for a delivery. That's extremely different. That's a significant cost reduction. I mean, you're seeing that in just 10 miles, so imagine going further than that. Absolutely massive. So drone enables cost savings and convenience. Very true statement. And it says in the past 2 years, the Federal Aviation Authority, FAA, has kickstarted the commercial drone industry by allowing companies to operate drones beyond the line of sight, BVLOS, beyond the visual line of sight. And I've talked about this multiple times, and a ton of companies that are involved with really getting that accomplished. And it's a significant piece, and I think that's really what the FAA is hitting on. And I've talked about this as well. Safety is so big. I mean, every time we go through a video, at some point safety is mentioned, and so that is a significant piece every single time. And then it continues to say that Florida is building a first U.S. passenger drone vertiport, which plans to operate out of 2025. So the charts you're seeing over here are going to be drone delivery costs at scale relative to the competitor costs today. So some of the things you're going to see are personal cars. You're going to see them talking about mail orders. And then as you continue on, humans versus piloted drones. And you're going to start to see bike couriers versus Amazon Prime Air drones and FedEx Ground. And then just some of the other things. And they're breaking it down by price and hours it takes for those actions to happen. So you're going to see a significance right there. So continuing on, it says drones could deliver a substantial share of e-commerce shipments by 2030. I personally think that might be scooting a little bit closer than 2030 because of the pandemic. And that's something that they talk about right here. So it says the pandemic accelerated e-commerce experimentation and adoption with contactless drone deliveries. ARK estimates that at some point during the next 5 years, drones will deliver more than 20% of the parcel shipments. I do agree with that, and I think, like it says, due to the pandemic, we're going to see that pushed up and we're going to see that ramped up. Now, the charts you're looking at over here, global e-commerce share of retail with drones. So it's very, very impactful, and it shows how much of a significance drones are going to have. One of the biggest pieces that you see over here is global parcel drone delivery revenue. So in 2025, they're projecting $15 billion to be made. By 2030, guys, they're looking at $115 billion. That is a massive, massive increase in from 2025 to 2030. In 5 years, that is a very significant increase. Drones should accelerate the shift to food delivery. And this is one of the key pieces that I think drones are going to provide. Obviously, you have Uber Eats, you have Postmates, you have DoorDash. I mean, there's a ton out there. And so what this is going to do is, I think that this is going to reduce time, but this is also going to give you the ability to push out more and be able to really respond to a lot more. And I also think that it's going to be a little bit more effective because it's going directly to you versus having to fight traffic, go through all kinds of roads and things like that. So, I think that this definitely is going to have a major impact on that, food delivery sector as a whole. Online food delivery sales grew more than 40% globally in 2020. According to ARK's research, drone delivery will account for nearly half of the 40% of food prepared outside of and delivered to a home. So that's kind of what they break down in these charts, as you're going to see right down below. Global food delivery has shares of food away from home. And as you can see, from 2020 to 2030, it increases dramatically. And you're going to see that 19% of that by 2030 is going to be drone, at least what they're projecting. Now, these numbers, again, very dramatic change from 2025, which is 18 billion, to 116 billion by 2030. So again, a very significant impact and what they believe is actually going to happen in the drone sector. While not yet commercialized, ARK estimates that drone delivery platforms will generate nearly 50 billion in revenues, 14 billion in hardware sales, and 3 billion in mapping revenues by 2025. Some significant amounts of money, some significant impacts, and really those are diving into some very key sectors. We've talked about that. So now what you're going to see is delivery revenue. This is a chart. Some of the expectations you're seeing from 2025, roughly 30 billion in parcel drone. You're looking at about, it looks like 18 billion in food drone. And then you're looking at air taxi, which really isn't having a significant number on there. By 2030, you're looking at about $114 billion and that is for parcel drone delivery. For food drone, you're looking at 116 billion. In air taxi, you're looking at 44 billion. So drone hardware sales. And I like how they're breaking this down. And the reason is, guys, is because it's a visual display of significance. You're seeing the massive increase in funds and how much revenue they expect to be delivered from this, obviously growing as it does. So in 2025, 9.5 billion is going to be parcel drones, 3.5 is going to be food drones, and then really again air taxi has really no significance. But by 2030, you're looking at 25 billion in parcel drones, you're looking at food drones 16 billion, and you're looking at air taxi 8 billion. So that's drone hardware sales alone. And those are B's, guys. Those are $1 billion. And then finally, mapping revenue. You're looking again, 2025, 1.5 billion in parcel drones, and really no significance in the other two. And then you're looking at 2030, 6 billion in parcel drones, and then food drones, you're looking at 6 billion as well. So again, some major information right there. It's going to be beyond excited. So now what we're going to talk about are some companies that I feel will fit and really get into this ETF. The first drone company has to be a no-brainer, and you guys know exactly how I feel about them. I constantly am making videos on them, and that is going to be AgEagle. Guys, let's be real. If you seriously break this thing down, they are in everything. They do the manufacturing and assembly. They are in the hemp. They are in the agriculture. They clearly are in the package delivery. They're going out making acquisitions to really reinforce the package delivery, the agriculture, the hemp. I mean, they're doing some amazing things. They have some amazing leadership. They truly have a vision, a direction at which they're headed. And obviously, they're bound by a massive non-disclosure agreement that is a major e-commerce. So they have the support and the backing from a monster just sitting there doing some amazing things for this company. Now, they're based out of the air capital of the world. That is Wichita, Kansas. And they're doing, like I said, some amazing things there. So I see this company being added at some point to this, ETF, ARKX. There really is just a lot going for them. And, I think that they have a great plan in place for package delivery. And I think that there's just truly a lot of pieces that are going to connect here before long that is going to really be a significant piece to get them into ARKX. Drone company number 2 has me absolutely hyped, and it's going to be Dragonfly. And the reason is because, yes, they do everything that you can think of drone related, but they take it a step further and they're finding ways to fight off this pandemic. I'm going to provide you a ton of information right here very quickly on how they're doing that. So number one, they've partnered with Alabama State, and what they're doing is they're doing drone sprays. They're really testing out the drones and spraying facilities in order to really kind of get that out there and see what it's capable of doing. Number two, they partnered with Nightscope and really created a robotic device. It's absolutely amazing to see, and they're partnered hand in hand with that, and it's fighting off the pandemic. It's going to benefit so many different people. The third way is they found a way to use transportation for the vaccine that obviously needs to get transported across the United States. Really, it needs to be transported across the world, and it's just amazing to see that they were obviously sought out to do this and develop this idea. Then you're talking about all kinds of other things that they've gotten their hand on. They just applied for the NASDAQ, and obviously CEO Cameron Chell, phenomenal CEO, is constantly out there promoting the company, doing amazing things. He's been on Yahoo Finance. He's been on Fox Business. He's done some amazing things, and I believe in this company, and I do feel that they deserve every right to be in this ETF because of all the sectors that they're involved with drones. I think that's going to be impactful, and I think those are the types of things that ARK is looking for in order to add into their ETF. The final drone company, which is drone company number 3, that I feel will have the potential to get into this ETF is going to be ALPP, Alpine Ford Technologies. And the reason is because that, yet again, brings a ton of different stuff to the table. I mean, it truly does. Every single one that we've talked about isn't just the company of drones. They do all kinds of different things within that sector. So this is a very similar situation. Obviously, Alpine Ford Technologies is attempting to get listed on the NASDAQ. They have 21 to 21 plus subsidiaries that are just outside of the drones. They obviously have a couple that are related to the drone industry. They recently just took in Impossible Aerospace, which comes with an Air Force contract. Then they went out and got Vayu, which comes with Bill Gates Foundation and a ton of different things. I do believe that there's some Tesla people that are attached to that as well. I've talked about that in this company in a great extent. I do believe in Alpine Ford technology. So yet again, you guys are seeing how much of an impact these companies have and why I feel that they deserve every right to be into this ETF. It's just more on top of that than just the drone piece itself. They're giving you a ton of different things within the company that is going to generate revenue, and they are all up and coming. They're going to be a force in this sector, guys. They truly are. They're going to have such a massive impact, and I think that these are the types of companies that obviously ARK is looking for. I appreciate you guys swinging by and checking out this video. Hopefully you guys enjoy the thoughts that I have on what companies belong in this when it comes to the drone sector. I do want to remind you guys I am not a financial advisor, and anything I say in this video is for pure entertainment purposes only. That's exactly what I'm here to do, is entertain. And you guys know how I do it. If you like this video, smash that like button. It helps out tremendously. And if you enjoy the content, because I'm going to keep the content flowing, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And as always, have a good day.